says we're live, but there's no video. Oh, there it is.
I should check it out.
It's there now.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, shit. Look who it is.
I hope that it's doing that the whole time.
What?
It sees like in the background. Dale is such a generic looking white guy that he just fades right into the scenery. He can't even say anything for himself. He's just. I like that life preserver look though. That fluffy jacket from Back to the Future. You look like an emo Marty McFly.
My son's got one of those and he wears it to school because it's cool.
Oh, it's cool now. So the future has come true.
Yep.
Oh no, wait, that was the past.
That was 1955.
The past has come back.
No, that was 1985 style.
Yeah, it was 1985.
They took back 50s. To 1955 and they made fun
But then
of it.
probably it was cool in the now. I mean, I don't know. Dale's rocking it. He's rocking it.
Well, Dale can rock anything. He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, he can. That's true. Except the microphone.
Whoa,
oh, there he goes.
Some crazy lag going on here or something. You guys are lagging.
I'm not lagging, you're lagging.
Why are you guys lagging?
You're a lagging dragon.
You're a lag wagon.
Lagging. I logged out of Final Fantasy 11. I don't know why there's lag.
Final Fantasy 11 doesn't take any bandwidth.
Yeah, it doesn't really. I mean, I would actually be really curious to know, like, is there much of a difference in how much bandwidth is used between like an MMO that's created today versus one from 20 years ago?
I don't know. It would be cool. It'd be cool to find out.
It couldn't be that much difference, right? I mean, maybe if like a new one involved a whole lot of like physics simulation, like a first-person shooter.
Theoretically, it's just like locations and
it's all just ones and zeros,
damage,
man.
It's like how many buffs?
Well, think about this.
Buffs and damage.
How many times are you playing Call of Duty online and it's lagging and you know it sucks and you can tell you're lagging and you've got a 1 gigabit up and down connection, but 20 years ago you're playing on the 56K modem and everything was fine?
Isn't that because
Quake 2, right?
Does Call of Duty on consoles these days still do peer-to-peer?
I don't know what it does now.
Or do they have servers now? I think didn't they have deadies back in the day? Like people got all pissed off because no deadies.
After Modern Warfare 1 originally,
anybody remember that?
They got rid of dedicated servers. Modern Warfare 2 was a dedicated server. Was when they got rid of it. I don't know what it does now though.
Yeah, well, anybody who likes Call of Duty is no friend of mine. That's what I'll say.
I mean, I'll play it when I have to.
I played some Call of Duty today.
Oh yeah.
I've been playing ranked Call of Duty because
which one?
It's less
which one
bullshit.
Are you playing?
Whatever the newest one is, Modern Warfare 2,
Dark War, Cold Hell.
I don't know, man. You know what? Call of Duty is such a bullshit game. It's such a dumb fucking everything around the actual game, like the game itself, the core of Call of Duty, like the gunplay is okay. But all the bullshit around it, the battle pass, the dumb fucking animations they put into that thing, and all the other weird shit, like you get done with a round, it's like, explosions! No, you leveled up! Oh, you ain't earned some XP towards your next thing in the battle pass. And you're like, oh, fuck, that's great. Thanks, Call of Duty. And that's the part that I hate about it. And the thing is every single time that happens, like my whole computer like locks the fuck up and it lags. And so the explosion is like at 5 frames per second and it lags for a second. I'm like, you know what? Just get the money, man. Let's just move.
Dollar bills, yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like this does not make me feel cooler to be playing this game, to have all this dumb shit going. But maybe I'm not a a high school kid or even a university kid anymore, So maybe I just am too old
how
for that
much
shit.
has the core gameplay changed since Modern Warfare 2007, like the multiplayer deathmatch sort of game? Like, how much has that actually changed?
I mean, I guess the big change is that you customize the shit out of your weapons. That's the big change.
So you aim the little dot at the bad guy, and then you click the mouse.
Yeah, there's lots of.
That was what Modern Warfare introduced, was like all that weapon customization.
That wasn't Modern Warfare 1 though. Not like that.
No, it was totally in there. There was a lot of it in there. In the first Modern Warfare. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, all the like red dot and ACOG sites and like all this other stuff,
This is like different stocks and barrels and ammunition types and grips and sights.
Yeah. They had all that stuff in the first one, but probably not to the degree they have it now. But
yeah,
they did have all that stuff back then.
I don't remember.
I mean, the gunplay has been really good ever since it was designed by legendary Nintendo developer Gunplay Yokoi. I thought I would get you.
There you go. Gunplay Yokoi.
Gunplay Yokoi.
I really like Call of Duty. I just don't like all the bullshit around it. And so what ranked does is when you play like regular Call of Duty, like deathmatch or whatever, everyone's got these meme builds and it's super shitty, and everyone's got dumb weapons, and there's stuff that's overpowered and it's not tuned. It's impossible to balance. And with the ranked play, they use the same settings that they use with like, I don't know, whatever professional Call of Duty league exists now. And
so there is one, isn't there?
So the weapons, so there's not a lot of weapons you can choose from. There's less bullshit, I guess. And that's why I kind of like it better. I don't care to progress in the ranks, but the gameplay itself seems to be more balanced when you're playing that way. So
I think I heard, maybe not this most recent one, maybe it was the one before that. It was like the first time they had updated the core game engine in a really long time. So like, how does that feel?
Feels like Call of Duty.
Because it was, for a long time, it was based on what, it was like the Quake 2 engine or something that it was based on?
Quake 2 engine?
Yeah, for like a really long time.
Okay.
Like up until like only maybe a few years ago, actually.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. No, it feels like Call of Duty. It all feels the same. A lot of sliding, a lot of jumping, a lot of. Oh, also the kill streaks are a lot more limited in ranked mode.
Yeah.
So you don't have to deal with
the snowball effect.
Snowball of like helicopters and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a cruise missile. There's like two different kill streaks you can choose from. The perks are a lot different. It's way better.
Jeremy, you probably know this. Whatever happened to John Davison?
I still follow John Davison. We still are,
Is he still out there?
Yeah, he is. What is he doing now? He is working for some company. I think he kind of gave up on the spots for gamers, like social medias.
Oh yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Let me see. We still follow each other on social media, and he is hiring someone at IGN, so he works at IGN.
Oh really? Okay. Well, yep. I guess he's kind of gone full circle then, because he was, Ziff Davis or whatever. But then, like, he was actually working for, or like doing his own media thing. But then, like, didn't he also actually work in a publisher or something? Maybe not.
Yeah, he actually sold part of that to IGN, I think, at one point. So I think he just had some ties over there. There's a couple of guys I'm friends with who work over at IGN. I guess they still hire people over there, so I don't know.
I always really liked to listen to him on podcasts and stuff. He was always like really well informed.
I agree. Yep. I model my whole persona after John Davison.
Yeah.
I try to,
he like fell out of the podcasting game after a while or something. I don't know. Or maybe he's still doing something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing something in production at IGN.
Yeah.
Publisher.
Okay. The hell?
Fair enough.
This is the weirdest thing. This article you have on here about Steam sales schedule for the year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they might as well tell you. Who cares?
I guess don't buy games unless it's within one of these dates on Steam. That's what I get out of this.
I have not bought anything. I mean,
Nobody has patience though.
Forget the sales. I
wants
haven't
something to
bought
buy.
anything from Steam at all. No. I bought Vampire Survivors.
You better take that back.
I bought Vampire Survivors.
Let me tell you what my Steam purchase history looks like. 'Cause I know you're interested.
I mean, it goes years in between. Like, I am just not.
No way.
Yeah. I don't buy much on Steam almost ever.
You purchase history. Soulstone Survivors. Soulstone Survivors. I bought for me and I bought for my son. That's one of those Vampire Survivors.
Oh.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 I bought for $75 fucking dollars. Rogue Genesia, another one of those. Crypt of the Necrodancer. Amplified and Synchrony? What is that? I bought some Hunt Showdown in-game dollars. I bought Satisfactory for me and my son to play. Warhammer Inquisitor Martyr I bought for $13 with all the DLC. $13. Guilty Gear Strive I bought. Lost Ark. And I bought like 4 copies of Vampire Survivors. And Inscription I bought apparently last year. Was that last year? Holy shit. Seems like it was a decade ago. Valheim and a Valheim refund.
I hadn't seen it until just now, but man, that trailer for Judas from Ken Levine looks just like another BioShock, doesn't it?
I was thinking about Ken Levine recently. You know what? Let's go back to the like
The
2006. Yeah, 2006 to 2012. That was the real heyday.
I liked BioShock Infinite. I don't care what
I
anybody
did too.
says.
I was thinking a lot about BioShock Infinite just recently because I was thinking, all of that cover music, all of the licensed music from that game was really good. I was thinking somebody should bootleg that on vinyl record at some point.
Oh, have they not already?
No, not for that. Actually, BioShock, just in general, there's one record, but not Infinite. Infinite didn't get a release at all ever.
It had the little songbird.
Yeah, I actually forgot about a lot of that until I started thinking about it. Booker Catch. Yeah, it was really good.
Booker Catch. Are you guys ready to do this damn thing?
I think we're ready.
Tango and Cash?
Tango and Cash. Booker Catch.
Booker Catch.
Yeah, I'm already recording. I got like 8 minutes of gold here.
You better stop it. All right. I'm starting recording. I got like 5 seconds of gold.
Throat clearing of gold.
I also just started.
I saw somebody making a bad cocktail on Twitter, so I was like, I gotta make a bad cocktail. So I just put some gin in a glass with one of those flavored water seltzer things.
Dude, I love
that's
that. You can get like some of the squeezy water, like the fruit punch.
Yeah, that's what I do. I get one of those Crystal Lights. I do 4 ounces of vodka, 12 ounces of water, and then one of those packets of Crystal Light. Rock and roll.
This is just one of those like. Do you have that brand Bubbly? BUBLY?
Yeah.
It's just it's some gin with I think it's a pamplemousse.
Oh, that's
Bubbly.
That's probably the best flavor.
Yeah. Pamplemousse.
Oh, well.
I just want them to bring back Liberty Brew. Is that too much to ask?
They'll bring back something around July.
Is that the Mountain Dew one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't find any this last summer.
No, we had to settle for Shark Bite Dew or whatever.
No, you get Code Red, you get the ice blue one, and then you get the clear one. And so the red, white, and blue. Just mix them together. It's patriotic.
And it probably tastes about the same as any one of them.
Yeah, I mean they all taste the same. It's just how much food coloring you're gonna have.
Right.
What type of food coloring?
Are we ready?
Sure.
Been ready. Yep.
Okay, let's clap. Ready. 1, 2, 3.
I
146.
I did a very light
-ish.
clap, but it still managed to peg out. So
Nice.
probably means that my audio's all messed up for some reason.
Do you want to check it? Do you want to check it before we actually record?
Pegged out. Yeah, hold on. Let me play this back real quick and see what it
We're
sounds
gonna
like.
have to have to clap again.
I'm gonna have to stop this.
Fine, I'll stop mine too.
All right, I'm stopping this.
Stop.
I mean, no, I think it's fine. All right, I'll restart.
right.
Restarting.
Okay, we're gonna reclap.
Okay.
Reclap.
1, 2,
Take 1.
3. Okay.
You don't say 2 or 1.
6 seconds. 6 seconds, Jeremy. I'm at 6 seconds.
I better mark that down. I'm not gonna find it.
I'm about 6 and 4/5.
Wow.
I mean,
All right.
6 and
That's helpful.
4/10.
I'm at 5. Sorry, I'm at 5.56 seconds. All right.
Whew.
Somebody sent me an email today with like a screenshot of it was like a time, it was like a date and then some numbers following that. It was like clearly a timestamp of the date in question. And they were like, "What's this number?" And I was like looking at it and I was like, I'd like just come off of doing something else. So I was like looking at it going, "What? Just some random numbers, dude." And it took me like 5 minutes to realize, oh, it's probably a timestamp. Because you know who does the timestamp where it's like 2 characters and then a dot and then 2 characters and a dot and 2 characters, right? It's not a very common format.
No, it's not.
No.
Yeah.
I still get a little bit salty when I have to do the year, month, day.
Why MMDD?
Yeah. No, it's no good.
Why?
That's the
my
way that
question.
timestamps are stored in databases. That's the one that I always use.
That's why I'm constantly MMDD all over the place.
Yep.
Relational
Jeremy-
databases.
Jeremy is not impressed.
I mean, I'll live in this world, but I don't have to like it.
I will not join it.
That's right.
Little database humor there.
Join inner or outer or inner or left
Yeah.
join.
I will not union these 2 tables.
Are you gonna group concat those fields?
Oh, you know it.
Sick.
Trim.
Did you know that you can query and join the same table to itself? Have you ever done that before? That's a wild ride.
Yeah. But why would you do that? That's weird.
Because you can.
Just mad with power.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You basically like open a rift to outer darkness when that happens.
If you want to crash the server, like half an hour before it's time to go home,
It's the beginning of my personal isekai fiction journey into some.
Listen,
Yeah.
good tech places will not allow you to do dumb shit right before you go home, or on the weekends, or on like Friday or Thursday.
They don't know when I'm going home.
Okay,
It'll be Tuesday morning.
maybe that's good.
I'm joining all the tables together.
Select all from all.
Yeah. All the way back to like the year, 73 or whatever.
9 to 69, right?
Yeah.
All right. Y'all ready for this? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Game by Show podcast. It is February the 27th, 2023. Tonight, I am here along with Jeremy and Dale. Hello, fellers. How you doing?
Hey there.
All right.
Happy
Doing
leap year.
good.
Happy.
It's not,
Wait a
it's
minute.
not a leap year.
Don't confuse us.
Or is it?
Shoot.
It just never is when I'm paying attention. Somehow I miss it, or I don't know when it's going to happen.
It's always the same year as the Olympics.
It usually is the same.
Oh.
And
And
they
the-
changed, but then they
presidential
changed the
election.
Olympics. They changed the Olympics like last time, and so then I was all messed up.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, because of COVID?
Yeah, yeah, they changed it for COVID.
They also changed it when it used to be every 4 years, and then it was every 2 years because they wanted to make money every 2 years rather than every 4 years.
Was it
Yeah,
really
the
like
win-
every
the winter
8 years?
Olympics.
They used to
between
have They
seasons?
used to have the winter and the summer Olympics the same year.
Yeah, then they made it
Oh.
offset.
They should, and then Bo Jackson was like, "Well, I'm going to do both," and then they said, "We're going to stop that." There.
Yeah. And right before they added skateboarding, Shaun White was like, "Guess I'm not a pro skateboarder anymore." And then they added it, and he's like, "God damn it! I had all this opportunity." Anyway, welcome to the show. No Jared tonight. Hopefully, he's doing okay. I think he got into a
Injured.
serious like night battle.
With a sword.
A
Yeah.
blunt sword injury.
Yeah, blunt sword to the head or something.
He took a
Um,
spaffa to the quizzes.
Wasn't wearing his padded leather jerkin.
His pantaloons.
He forgot the
plus the
rondels.
Oh man.
You know,
Well,
I hear that the medieval superheroes would wear their pantaloons on the outside of their queer ass.
All right, cool.
You know, I just like to make Dale laugh. I think it's my favorite thing.
You know, that was a pretty good one, man. You know, you come up with some good ones. You come up with some bad ones sometimes, Jeremy, but that one hit. That one hit.
They can't all be great.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the title of the episode, by the way. Wearing your pantaloons outside your queer ass.
Your
No,
queer
I can't
ass.
With
I
your
don't think it's
Dean
called.
on
I
the
don't think
top.
it's called the queer ass. I think it's called.
No, it's a.
Curious.
Curious.
Oh, please.
Curious.
Put your pinky up when you say it too.
When I'm on my spaceship to
'Cause-
Uranus.
Oh no.
Uranus. All right.
Well,
Well, with that, let's get
yeah.
the show started. It's already late. We've been streaming. For those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, you missed out
we
with
apologize.
you missed out on about 30 minutes of ranter. And by ranter, I mean that's rad banter. That's what we had.
Or just ranting.
A lot of that too. I ranted about Call of Duty for a minute or two.
I like the idea of a portmanteau that only means one thing.
Ranter.
A ranter. It's just a rant.
It's just rant. You're trying to combine two words. I was combining rant with banter. Come on, and then it doesn't really work.
No, it's good. It's good.
If you're not
I like
the
it.
whole brevity thing, you know.
Oh, well. Listen, guys, it's been a long week, okay? It's Monday.
Yes. Captain, it's only Monday.
That's right. Well, guys, I've got some video games to talk about. I want to talk about a game.
Okay.
I played it briefly today for about an hour, and I don't know if I'm going to keep playing it. It's kind of a dumb diversion. It is a mobile game. It is a mobile game in the Netflix library of mobile games.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I was
That's
thinking about
stupid.
checking that out. Have they added anything new to that recently?
This is something I haven't seen there. Immortality. Remember that Immortality game? The Her Story
Yeah,
people?
it's like a FMV type.
That's on Netflix games. So anyway, I played a game called Into the Dead 2, which would lead you to believe that there is an Into the Dead 1. However, I did not look up. I did not look up Into the Dead 1. I just played Into the Dead 2.
This sounds so bad already. I don't know what this is.
Into the Dead 2.
This is like some Korean like import from.
Well, here's the thing with Netflix games is that the same as like Apple Arcade is there's no bullshit currencies. Like it's just a freemium game. Like you don't have to deal with in-game purchases because it's just part of having like Into the Breach. Like that full game is on Netflix games.
Yeah,
whatever. Anyway, so you go to the Apple iStore or whatever it's called, and you go to the Google Arcade Store or whatever it's called. And you just search for Netflix. And I just went to the Netflix developer and I just started scrolling. I had like some time to kill. I had like an hour. Dropped my daughter off at gymnastics and I had about an hour to kill. And I started swiping on the Netflix games list and I came across Into the Dead 2. Now, this
And you
game
thought,
is
that's the one for me.
Mm-hmm.
well, I looked at reviews and the reviews were positive, okay?
Okay, all right.
That was my qualifier.
I am judging the title too much. Video games are famously running out of names, so I can't. take it
Into
seriously.
the Dead 2. Now, this game,
Okay.
picture this.
How come that was a misstep there? They could have been Into the Dead.
P-O-O.
Two left, two dead.
Yeah. In 3 the Dead too.
Yeah. The
Okay,
Reckoning,
okay, what-
Reckoning. Something to-
The Glee
Anyway,
reboot.
so
Okay.
Into the Dead 2 is basically think an endless runner. That's you're running into the screen like what's those games?
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, but you're running into the screen. Is that running into the screen or
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot runs towards you, and it's a huge pain in the neck.
Yeah, except for that you're not like controlling the movement forward. You're just always running. So it's like
Right.
what are those games called? There's like one in the dungeon. You're like in a tomb or something
Temple-
collecting gold. Temple Run. Okay.
Constant Runner? Isn't that
Yeah,
that's what they're called, right?
whatever they are. So think
Endless
one of
Run.
those
Endless
games
Run,
like
okay.
Temple Run, except for there's not like 3 lanes. You're just in an open space, but you're always running forward. Now
Okay.
the trick is that there's zombies and shit to deal with, right? So
Okay.
it's a zombie game. Into the Dead 2. There's a dumb story, whatever. And basically, as your guy is running forward, you can swipe to the right or to the left, and your guy will like slowly drift in that direction, right? So you can run over like ammo pickups or whatever. So as you're running, as you get close to, you kind of have your gun out in front of you, and as you get close to zombies, your gun will like aim towards the zombies, and you just tap the screen and you shoot at the zombie. And that is the combat. There is no aiming, there's no dragging and firing, there's no reticles. It's just you get close to a zombie and you shoot him, and you end up running over. You end up getting lots of different types of weapons. As you get kills with the weapons, you can level them up. They get reload speed boosts. They get different properties to them to make them better. And you play through this campaign of sorts where there's a storyline. You're kind of playing through these different levels. You can also run over like powerful weapons, like a chainsaw in the game, which allows you to chainsaw people. Anyway, it's a free game on Netflix, is what I'm trying to say.
All right. So it sounds like something to avoid, is what I'm.
And it's okay.
Oh, okay.
It was an okay, fine little diversion. I ended up playing it for about, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes while I was waiting for my daughter. Then I got home, and I went and sat down, and I ended up playing it for like another 30 or 45 minutes. And I had a little bit of fun with it. I think for one of those types of, quick in and out, like it's a mobile game without the premium bullshit, right?
Yeah,
so you can't pay to upgrade your weapons faster, and all the skins just unlock as part of like the main story or whatever. So there's none of that stuff in there. So it's one of those like jump in, you have like 2 minutes to kill. It's kind of a fun little dumb game. You end up unlocking a ton of different weapons. There's different zombie types. You have grenades you can throw. You can get different modifiers to your weapons. So I have like an SMG that shoots like fire ammo for some reason. I've got a shotgun that can reload faster because I have a different perk on it. And so there actually is quite a bit of content here. And there's also a crossover mission or story arc with the Ghostbusters. So the same concept, running into the screen, shooting zombies, but instead you have a proton pack with like a power meter on it, and you're zapping ghosts with it.
Is it official? Like,
yes,
who owns Ghostbusters?
Official Ghostbusters. It's got Peter Venkman. It's got Egon. Wow. It's got Ray, and the other guy, Winston. So it's got all those guys, and you're the rookie, right? So you're the rookie. So you're all running down this pathway, and the other guys are kind of alongside you in this little story mode, and you're just tapping on the screen and shooting and zapping ghosts as you run past them. And so there's like maybe a 5 mission little mini story arc with the Ghostbusters, and it's officially licensed and everything. So, anyway,
Ghostbusters fans, you know where to go get your fix.
Oh yeah, it's actually not terrible. Like I said, it's a fun little dumb mobile game. It's nothing to write home about, but it's also not inept, and it's also there's no freemium anything going on there, so you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
And I think that any mobile game that you can play that doesn't have any of that sitting around,
a positive thing. Yeah,
is a positive thing in general, right? So anyway, I think that. If you go onto the App Store and you look at the Netflix, there's probably 20 or 30 games.
I'm going to go check it out. I would like to find out. I would actually like to be regularly updated somehow to find out what is on there or what's being added, because
I would agree with that.
Periodically, I'm just looking around for what's new to play in mobile. And I respect that you brought Into the Dead 2, because I played a mobile game and did not deign to bring it, but I'll just mention that there's a new Tomb Raider game, Tomb Raider Reloaded.
That is on Netflix. Is that on Netflix?
I don't know, but it's pretty all right.
There is a mobile game. There is a Netflix mobile game that was. I'm gonna find it. There was a Netflix mobile game that was on. That was a Tomb Raider game.
Oh, well, it could be Tomb Raider Reloaded, because I saw that it just came out in the last couple weeks. So I was like, I wonder what because there used to be like Tomb Raider
Reloaded Netflix.
Oh, that's the way to play it then, because it does have some of that freemium stuff. So I would suggest maybe playing it there. You'll probably I dare say that you'll have more fun playing Tomb Raider Reloaded than you had with Into the Dead 2.
I'm downloading it right now.
That's as much as I'll.
Yes,
that's as much as I'll say.
So you played it like on Android or whatever, and it was free to download, but it's not. Yep. You didn't download like the Netflix version.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't know it was on Netflix. So.
Did you log into Netflix when you started it?
No, it's just on Android. It's just on Google Play. And it just came out. Weird. Is the thing. So the reason I played it is because it was brand new, and I was like, the Go games, Deus Ex Go, and Tomb Raider Go.
Here's Tomb Raider Reloaded normal with in-app purchases, and there's also the Tomb Raider Reloaded Netflix edition.
Yeah, you should play it on Netflix.
Weird.
And you might like it. It's actually cool. We can hear you talk about it next week. This week, though, I did not play a mobile game that I'll talk about. I actually got out my VR headset. I know the PlayStation VR 2 came out, but I just got out my PSVR 1.
I have almost pulled the trigger on a PSVR 2 multiple times.
Really?
Really?
I
On
will
accident?
someday.
No.
No, I will someday for real, but
It's like
maybe not yet.
$600 or $550.
Yeah, it's expensive. So I was just kind of laying on the couch and I was like, I got to stand up or something. So I decided to pull out Audica, and I actually had a really good evening getting new high scores on the highest difficulty levels in Audica. I'm not talking about Audica, though. I had the thing out and I'm like, well, it's kind of a pain in the neck to get it out. Actually, I've got a good setup for it, so it's not that bad. But I was like, you know what? I have had the game Moss installed on my PS4 since 2021. I'm going to play it. So I played
It's a
Moss.
good game. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Wow.
I talked about it on this very podcast years ago.
Did you? Okay, then I'll maybe just kind of refresh people on Moss, because I also played, I also played Wipeouts, the racing game, which is pretty fun in first-person VR. So I had sort of a VR evening, but I kind of wanted to talk about Moss, partly because the soundtrack also is on vinyl record, and I haven't listened to it yet, so now I have an excuse to do that. But Moss, I'll just say a few things about it. It is a non-moving, sort of looking down on a toy set style VR. The mouse Quill is the heroine of the story, and she's super cute. And she has tiny little mouse paws, which are really fun. Everything is scaled small, so you're down there with your face in the grass and stuff. And the game plays, I want to say that it plays mostly like Eco, like the PlayStation 2 game Eco, because Quill doesn't really have a lot of jumps. She doesn't have a lot of fights. You eventually get some little power-ups and things that will, you get a better sword. She carries around. It's a little like Redwall or something like that. Now that I mentioned that, I do remember you talked about this. But it's very basic puzzly. You as the player are part of the story as a reader. So the whole idea of the game is that you're turning pages in a storybook, and they have one voice actress who does all of the reading and all the character voices and stuff like that. I think that's kind of cool. So it's like someone is reading to you from this storybook. But you as the player do some interaction with Quill as you go through individual little
vignettes.
Vignettes, little self-contained levels for different things. And you might raise pillars and lower pillars and turn things around so that she can jump across gaps or hide from robotic, fireball shooting things in this castle. And basically she can do like some simple mantling and stuff like that, but eventually you unlock things like ranged attacks to hit triggers that will basically make pathways through the level as you go. I noticed that there are a lot of little collectibles and things like that that are totally optional. I started getting trophies for those things. But the thing that I think is really cool is I had just kind of forgotten how VR puts you right in your face with like the cutest little detailed, like there's just a lot of detail in VR and it's in your face so you notice it. So the animations of the mouse character Quill are super cute. She is your hint system. So if you are just kind of running around too much, she'll pantomime. She just has like a little wee 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 kind of squeaky voice, and she'll like kind of wave to get your attention and point over at something. Or there's characters that might, for example, cause explosions, or there's little like mechanical bugs that will shoot out little missiles and things, and so she'll point over at something that you need to explode. She like kind of does an explosive motion, and so she is the hint system, which I think is really cute. I just am charmed all over again by VR. I feel like this is probably one of the games that people had talked about as one of the things that is really a special little showcase for the fact that VR just puts you into a place. And it's been a while since I've done that. So I wanted to mention it also because it is on the PS Plus game catalog that is soon to be going away. So if you're a PlayStation user, and I don't really know if the PSVR 2, I don't think it's going to be able to play the reverse compatible stuff on the.
It is not backwards compatible, but a lot of the games have offered free updates or they've offered like a $10 upgrade to the PSVR 2 version or whatever.
Yeah, and this game also has a sequel, Moss 2.
That's on PSVR 2 as well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I can sort of recommend this as a series, as something for, especially for people who get motion sick. I was trying to get my daughter to play this, and then because the thing has always been, and this kind of came and went without me really noticing, is that both of my kids have aged up beyond the VR is not intended for children under 12 years of age. So I was trying to get her to do it, but she's like, "No, Dad, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get motion sickness." And this game doesn't do that. Although I will say, and I was going to look this up to find out this is a commonly observed problem, but it lets you kind of look in and lean in and kind of look around things. But I noticed that there's like a lot of just like wobbling when I'm staying still. Like there was just kind of some jittering of the immediate scenery, and that was really distracting. And it even got me to the point where I turned it off at one point because it was
kind of
weird. It wasn't making me ill, but it was just annoying that everything was jiggling like that.
They do an interesting thing with PSVR 2 where there's eye tracking inside the headset. So it can tell what you're looking at. So they'll actually put more rendering power behind where you're looking at so that they can, your peripheral vision won't be as clear on purpose because it knows where you're looking in real time.
Kind of like your brain.
Is neat.
Your brain
kind of like
things.
like what color is this over here? I don't know. Did you know that if someone brings something into your peripheral vision from the side, you don't know what color it is until you look at it? Did you know that? Yeah, try that.
I think I'd heard that before.
Try that.
Interesting.
Anyway, so Moss for PSVR still free for I think the next month. When are they getting rid of that?
It's not till like May, or I think it's
May. Okay, so you have a couple months, and if you're a PlayStation user, theoretically, you'll have the opportunity to play it on a PS5. But very good. I'm very charmed again, and I'm kind of more inclined to get out my VR headset and maybe ease myself into a PSVR 2.
I might play some VR tonight just because you said that. I have my Quest 2 installed right here.
I had a great night playing Audica, and I don't want to move
around though. I'm gonna play Moss.
I was instantly that's Moss is a great way to go, and there's other stuff that still is installed that I've had there for a long time that I haven't played, so I might go back to that again and just kind of fall in love all over again with VR. So Moss is what I played this week.
Cool.
Got plenty of Moss for you here in Oregon.
Oh yeah.
Where it's
Moss
raining
season.
all the time.
Moss season is here.
It's always Moss season.
Dale, what'd you play this week?
So I almost hesitate to even bring it up because I only spent a little bit of time with it, but I will anyway. And that's Hyper Light Drifter.
Oh,
you guys played this game?
I don't think I have.
I played it a little bit,
really?
and the thing, and I'm curious to know how far you made it in, because the thing that I remember about Hyper Light Drifter is it doesn't really tell you what's going on.
There are no words in Hyper Light Drifter. It's a combination, like people apparently just pointing and gesturing at stuff, and we have these like runes that are not human readable sort of story. But it's weird. It's so it kind of plays like a Zelda-like a little bit, but it's like in like a weird post-apocalyptic, like neon cybernetic future sort of thing, in which you play a guy who has like a cape and a bandana and a lightsaber katana thing, and so it's all very kind of like stylish but also derivative at the same time, which I mean I can forgive because a lot of things everything's derivatives of something, right? It puts a very stylistic foot forward in its presentation, which I can also applaud that. I think it's swinging.
It kind of has that Super Brothers kind of look where everybody's got like those narrow legs and stuff, and
it's very much from that sort of phase, I guess, of indie development, which is I would say something probably like 2012 to 2015 or something. I think it's maybe a little bit newer than that, but it has that feel. It has that kind of feel to it, right? Like other games that would sort of be in the same family would be something like you said, Super Brothers, Sword and Sorcery, or like Below, or
like where there's you have swords and like a dude with a cloak, but then there's also like lasers or like light, like neon signs or something like that. Like the terrain suddenly has just like cracks of laser beams in it.
It's actually Zelda is not even the right touchstone. It's Crystallis, the SNK action RPG from NES days, in which you fight a giant computer at the end. that is very much where this game kind of segs off from, I guess. But it starts you off in I don't know, just like the environment's close to a little town that you go to, and you get there, and it's very much one of those kind of like frontier settlement. Maybe this used to be a city sort of place, but it's now kind of like ruins, you know. And then you can kind of step on some kind of like holographic map representation, and it sort of shows you what the world around this place looks like, and you can kind of see like the areas that you're going to go to and stuff. There's like an item shop, and you know, all the sorts of things that you would expect in a game like this. And then you're kind of off on your adventure, right? And it's kind of like you come into town like sort of from the north, and you can kind of go out either the other three cardinal directions. And so that's really about as far as I've gotten with it. But after playing it for probably, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that, I thought it was a little bit intriguing, but also a little bit kind of like, I've seen and done sort of all this stuff before, and I'm not sure if I really care to.
I didn't make it far into Hyper Light Drifter, and I know people really like it, and I just somehow
Fury is the other game that looks like this.
Oh, Fury, that's the one I played.
Fury, yeah, they look like the same game, but it doesn't have
any. Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with it at all. Altogether. But I get you on that. Yeah. Another thing that's kind of similar that I have heard since putting it down, and I talked about it on the show once, was Tunic, which was sort of I kind of mentioned that it was a Zelda / Dark Souls with a little fox character
with a little bit of moss in there, or Redwall.
Yeah, that's right. Some of those animals. And I have heard since then that it is much more than that. And I've been trying to decide if I can muster it up in myself.
I played a couple hours of Tunic over Christmas break.
Yeah,
I also played a couple hours, and I didn't get to the kinds of things that
I got to like the first boss. I got like this big old boss, this robot dude that was kicking my ass.
Yeah. But it has some like Fez sort of Phil Fish indie weird, mind screw kind of things going on, and I kind of want to participate in that, but I just don't know if I can go back to those things. And I feel kind of the same way about Hyper Light Drifter, where I'm like, you know, I recognize, I know people out there, like if you can permeate that barrier and just kind of like get in there, like, you know, you'll want to play more, but it's just sometimes hard to do that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, this one, it's the kind of thing that like I was looking at it going like, okay, yeah, I can do in here, and I can kind of admire it. Just don't know if it's for me right now. Like, I don't know if I'm in the right sort of mind space, or maybe I'm just past the interest of playing something kind of like quite like that. Yeah. But you know, I could see it actually have been. This would have been like a really good game to have on the Vita. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
was it on the Vita?
Seems,
I don't think it can run on the Vita.
I think this came well after the Vita no longer meant life.
Yeah.
This does seem like that level of investment in a game that you know, you kind of want to pick up and play it for 15-20 minutes, and then
it's on the Switch. If it's on the Switch, it can run on the Vita.
That's basically the same thing.
If it's on the Switch, it can run on the Vita.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh man.
So I guess I'll sort of cut it there. But I you know, I don't know. I could kind of go either way on it, but I wanted to check it out just because, you know, I had it there in the library. It's like, oh, well, this is one I hadn't played before.
Yeah. That's kind of how I've been for the last couple of weeks. Also, is just finding stuff that's like, oh, you know, I haven't tried this, I might as well give it a shot.
Do you remember that like 2 years where Dale did a game with a different letter
alphabetically? I thought about reviving that actually.
Not a bad idea.
But what letter did I get to last time? I have to go back and look.
I don't know.
The true fans will know. Actually, there's no way to go back and look now. So
yeah, sorry, suckers.
I could probably look at my like recently played list on Steam or whatever and try to work backwards.
Use the romanized Japanese alphabet and do it that way.
Yeah.
What the? All right.
That's the signal to move along.
That's the Discord sound, isn't it? From my other computer.
I don't know. Weird. It sounds like a evil clown horn.
Or maybe it was Slack. I have no idea. Anyway, so I got some new releases. These are all courtesy of tech-gaming.com. Blood Bowl 3, Dale.
Yes.
Blood Bowl 3. When is the league starting?
I've heard Blood Bowl 3 is bad, so just.
So here's the thing. So Blood Bowl 3, it came out with a beta like the last fall sometime, and yeah, the response to that was like, oh, this needs more time in the oven.
And then they're like, forget that, we're releasing it now.
No, it's been 6 months or whatever since then. But yeah, 6 months is probably not a lot of time to fix. If there was like fundamental issues, it's probably not quite ready for the prime time, even after 6 more months. I haven't seen anything yet on this new release, so I'm hoping that I can come to it, say 6 months from now, with like a sale price, and that it'll be there where the league wants to pick it up. Because I haven't been in touch with my league people lately either. The game club that's here in Portland.
That's how you'll know if it's good. You'll know if it's good if the league picks it up.
Yeah, well, no, that's 100% Legrand. Because if it's not like really good, they'll just stick with Blood Bowl 2, which is very solid and very playable. So yeah, I would almost expect them not to move on to 3 unless it's very good. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's the same thing that Joe Football keeps trying to come out with a new football game, but NFL just is like, nah. So they just don't adopt it, which makes perfect sense. Destiny 2 Lightfall comes out tomorrow. This is the latest expansion.
When was it still releasing like on a no-name day at the end of February?
Destiny 2 does whatever the hell Destiny 2 wants.
I mean, I guess, but like, why is this week like so weirdly stacked on release dates?
It's the end of the first quarter. No, it's not.
It's the end of the second month of the year. It's leap year. It's leap year.
I guess. Yeah,
you got to get in before the 29th.
It's the Ides of leap year. So
yeah, Company of Heroes 3. Which okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Why is today so stacked?
I don't know. Sons of the Forest. This is the sequel to The Forest.
Massively popular forest survival game.
Yeah, my kids, both of my boys were like looking forward to this game. So I actually have a copy of it.
They like cannibalism survival games.
Exactly. Yeah, they have both played through the entirety of The Forest multiple times. So them and their friends are all excited for Sons of the Forest. Octopath Traveler 2 is also out. It's also on more than just the Switch this time. I think it's on
PC this time.
Yeah, it's on PC.
They really should have just called it Decahexa Traveler.
It's on something else too. I don't think it's just PC, or is it just PC and? It's on PlayStation. It's also on PlayStation.
This is its expansion from just Switch, I think.
Yeah, it's on PlayStation, it's on PC, and it's on Switch. So anyway,
are you sure that's the right terminology, Jeremy? Decahexa.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a name for those things, but I know there's.
It would be Sessadessa. I think it'd be
Hexadessa. Because I know 12 is Dodeca.
Duodecimial.
Final Fantasy Dissidia Duodecim.
Duodecim is 12.
Yeah, I only know.
So it would be like, what is it Hepta?
Hepta is 7. Or it could be Frog, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
no, that's Herpa.
Is that snakes?
I don't know what you guys are even talking about.
I think it's all reptiles. That was a good
one. Amphibians.
I like it. We should segue into leaknewdestinygunsallegedly.com/podbean.
Yeah, there's a handful of these. They kind of suck though.
Grisaya Phantom Trigger 08. That is completely a pulse rifle.
Yeah,
I agree.
These are coming out as part of Lightfall. I hear.
Dyadic. I think Dyadic is probably a hand cannon, but I could be wrong.
I want to say it's a sidearm. It sounds like it's a
sidearm. Yeah. Well, I don't know what this next one is.
You got to pronounce it though.
Void Terrarium 2 semicolon /
Come on, database guys.
Void Terrarium 2.
Query this one.
Yeah.
You see that asterisk in there? That's going to screw your whole thing up.
Yeah, it is.
There's also I saw another gun in here that looked pretty good. It's called the Rumble Sus.
Rumble Sus.
Rumble Sus.
Yeah. Grenade launcher.
Yeah,
Rumble Sus. Rumbled because you were too sus.
That's right.
Nice.
It's in our sales. Here's something interesting. There's an article on Polygon, and I don't know. I guess Steam came out and announced all of their sales for the next year. So if you want to go look those up, it's what you would expect. There's always sales, but there's also
something every month.
This also includes like those, like, oh, this is the sale with all the puzzle games, and this is the sale with twin stick shooters or whatever. So they have that. So go look that up.
This is the sale that never ends.
We were looking at an article on Polygon specifically, but they also announced there is a news post on Steam itself.
Steam. Yeah, you can go to Steam.
Official Steam sales and fest schedule for the next year is available now. So go look it up and plan
I've
your
been waiting for
spending.
a good Steam sale so that I can get all of those games where it's like an ad on the internet where like if you're over 40, play this game right now. Like there's like a whole list of those that I need to play.
Did you just turn
apparently,
40
so.
and you're like, hell yeah, I'm
No,
part of the demographic
I just turned 42.
Turned
yeah.
42
I
now.
guess
my
both of us
lord.
are old. We're
Yeah,
all
exactly.
I've been getting
Come
a whole bunch of
play.
AARP junk mail, and it's starting to get to my lumbago. Oh. All right, news for this week. So we had a few events, and we'll just roll through those real quickly. First of all, the Dice Awards. That is the
You got to roll sixes for that.
you got to I'm trying to think what the I'm totally spaced. The interactive. Oh my gosh, what is the convention that
Directors
goes
of
along with it?
International Ceremonial
Well,
Excellence.
it's the game developers.
I'll
awards.
help.
Yeah.
I'll help.
G-
Game Developer Fest or whatever it is. Yeah. Anyway,
GDC.
so this is the industry rewarding itself for its own technical
Design,
excellence.
innovate, communicate, entertain.
Yeah, but I was trying to think of the thing that goes with
Obama
it. Like that's
putting the neck around Obama's.
Yeah,
putting
that's
the
it.
thing around
Yeah, the
Obama's
medal
neck.
around Obama. Yeah, that's a good meme. So since there are many repeat winners here, and so the way this is organized is this game won many awards. So first of all, God of War Ragnarok secured 7 awards, which I finished, by the way. I finally finished God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah?
It's excellent, really good, and deserves a bunch of awards. And it just so happens that it is the big winner for numbers, but it did not take the game of the year. So God of War Ragnarok took outstanding achievement in animation, outstanding achievement in art direction, outstanding achievement in characters, in original music, in audio design, adventure game of the year, which I guess, I don't know. I think we've sort of lost the plot on what adventure games are. And then an outstanding achievement in story, and it was very well written. However, Elden Ring took home game of the year this year, and it won for achievement in story, technical achievement, game design, and then game direction, and as I said, game of the year.
I can agree with all that.
Some other winners from the DICE Awards: Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, online game of the year.
Yeah.
Marvel Snap, the
nice.
Grand Jolly's Marvel
Whoa,
Snap.
I played that
mobile
too.
game of the year. Yep, that's right. Tunic, which
I
didn't-
played that.
I played that also. Red Matter 2 for immersive reality game of the year. I think that's a VR game.
Huh.
Dwarf Fortress, which has existed for many years, but now finally in release, strategy / simulation game of the year. Ollie Ollie World, sports game of the year, and it was just recently
Really?
on the February PS Plus stuff. So I did get that, but I haven't played it. Gran Turismo 7 racing game of the year, probably because there were no other contenders. Multiverses from WB fighting game of the year.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing else came out this year either. No
I
Mortal
guess not.
Kombats, no Street Fighters, no Guilty Gears, no
Actually,
no
I don't know.
PlayStation
Maybe that
All-Stars.
game's awesome. I don't know.
no
It's-
Super
it's
Smash
all right.
Brothers is.
It's fine. And then Vampire Survivors, action
Yeah,
game of
cool.
the year.
Man, that dude that made that game is just like, woohoo.
He's like, I
Wow.
have no idea why, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
They also honored Double Fine Productions founder Tim Schafer was inducted into the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame at the ceremony as well. So
All right.
that's what was going on in the industry this week. Outside the industry, just kidding, also inside the industry, Sony State of Play, they did a February State of Play announcement thing showing PlayStation 5 and
Play
PlayStation
is
VR 2.
fun.
The State of Play is acceptable. I'll put this medal around my own neck. So third-party titles for PSVR 2 include Resident Evil 4, Street Fighter 6 is not a VR
Resident Evil
game.
4?
I'm not sure why that's there.
That was on that
let's-
was in the VR section.
That might not be the VR. Okay, so Suicide Squad killed the Justice League for 15 minutes, and that was just too much for me. They also have a spooky-looking game called Foglands. They had a trailer for Destiny 2 Lightfall.
That was the VR
which-
game. Foglands. There's a game called Green Hell, which was like a survival game that looked kind of cool.
Oh.
There's a game called Synapse that looked pretty sweet as far as VR goes. Then there was a couple other games that I didn't. Whatever.
There was Humanity from the Q. Is it Q? Not Q Entertainment.
The guys that did Tetris Effect
Yeah, Tetra.
and
Yeah,
Resident
whoever
Evil.
those
Games?
guys are. Something with an E. Enhance games. And that one basically kind of looks like Lemmings, pretty much. I don't know.
It
Some
looks
people-
kinda
There's
cool.
a demo.
It looks kind of
Yeah,
cool.
You can get a demo. There's a playable demo right now on PlayStation 5.
Comparing
know
humanity
that.
to lemmings? How edgy.
There might be a metaphor there. Goodbye Volcano High got more information. Some Naruto game. Baldur's Gate 3, which I know some people are looking forward
That's
to.
coming day and date to the PlayStation. That's the big news here. Is that it's coming day and date to consoles.
To a
with
console,
PCs.
yeah, which is principally a
They also
PC
came out and said
game.
that it's not an exclusive game to PlayStation. Like there's no like exclusivity that Sony bought from them. They just haven't got it working on Xbox yet, or something like that.
Oh, that's weird. There's also a Pokemon event. I won't go into this too much, but there were a couple of things that I found kind of interesting. First of all, there is a Netflix original Pokemon series called Pokemon Concierge, which in and of itself is not that interesting, but it is a stop motion TV show, which I think is kind of adorable. So I do like that. There's also a Pokemon sleep game, which is, I don't know if you guys remember Wake Up Club on the PlayStation Vita.
Oh yeah.
I think they're doing like a Pokemon themed Wake Up Club for the mobile platforms.
Snorlax is incensed about that.
Yeah, he's been targeted. Also, a fitness Pokemon game.
You got to wake up the
I'm not
Snorlax so you can get
either.
over that bridge that he's blocking.
Yeah, yep. Anyway, so there's other Pokemon things. Pokemon trading card game is bringing back some classic cards and stuff like that. So I think it's devalued my Charizard now. I don't really know, but anyway.
Did I
so
tell you guys
Pokemon-
I had some Pokemon cards that I sold? Like,
Did you?
so
Were they worth anything?
back in like middle school, high school, even college, I played a lot of Magic, like tons and tons of Magic. Somehow in there, I ended up with some Pokemon cards. I think they were like my cousins or something. And a few months ago, I was going through some of my old stuff from back then, and I sold a bunch of my Magic cards and some those Pokemon cards that I had to a local game store in Portland, and I got like $900 of store credit.
What?
Wow.
Store credit?
Funded
How
my
was it-
That's
Was it-
Warhammer
was it-
figures right there, huh? Is
Was
that
it
what
a
we're doing?
quantity of cards, or did you have like a few good
Both.
ones? Or
But it was both. I had a few cards in there, like a couple $100 each. And then there was just like a quantity of cards that were
Jeremy's
$5 and
looking for his
$10 each.
Magic cards now.
Oh no, I know exactly where my stuff is. I just like I've had it
Yeah.
in a closet for 20 years. I'm old enough now that I've had things that I knew were going to be collectible, and now they've aged a little bit.
Now is the time to cash them in.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like I said, I had $900 of store credit that pretty much all went to Warhammer stuff.
How about that? That's
Yeah.
pretty great. Well, I've got a few things. I've actually been thinking about getting at least one game sent off to be rated so that I can sell it on eBay.
The Emerald,
since-
Pokemon Emerald.
Yeah, Pokemon Emerald for the GBA, still in
I
its
was
original
gonna get.
store.
I
shrink
have
wrap.
the.
Oh, nice.
I have a variant of the very first Witcher 1 comic that has been in its bag and board since I bought it.
Comic? Like, was that like a Dark Horse?
I'll
Or?
pull that- yeah, it's a Dark Horse. I'll pull that right here.
I have a Dragon Age Origins comic that also is still in.
So
the bag
this
and board.
guy right here, for YouTube listeners, it's this Witcher comic.
Oh,
Nice.
sweet.
Anyway, this is I haven't taken it out of the bag yet, but it's in like perfect condition. But this is like a $400 comic. I bought it for $5 at New York Comic Con in 2000.
No way.
Wow.
I think I read that like digitally on like Comixology or something.
Yeah, so I was
Probably.
thinking about going to the Comic Con and getting it graded by the CD, whatever that is, the comic grading.
Interesting. Well, guys, that's going to do it for our little sales collection segment. We're going to round out this show with the news speed run. Start that music. I love that. It's some ELO.
Skrillex.
Oh, Skrillex.
Yeah.
There you go. Very nice. Starting it out here, Shinji Mikami of Resident Evil fame is departing Bethesda's Tango Gameworks studio. He was able to produce 3 scary games. That's 2 Evil Withins, or is that Evils Within?
Equals Within.
Evils Within, and 1 Ghostwire Tokyo, and most recently Hi-Fi Rush, which is awesome and not
And
scary.
Ghostwire Tokyo is on PlayStation Plus this month. Is that right?
Yes, yes, it is. I was looking for it. I was totally hype and wait for PS Plus.
Yeah.
I'm totally
all
gonna
right.
play that
All
when
right.
it hits.
I'll try it out with you. Why not?
Nice.
That game that we mentioned, Sons of the Forest, has sold 2 million copies in 24 hours, proving that lots of people still just want to punch trees a lot, because that's what you do in survival games.
course.
You punch trees.
Yeah,
Well,
they deserve it, to be honest.
elsewhere in survival, Dune Awakening is actually taking place in a timeline. Allegedly creating weird new lore that nobody needed, much like the Brian Herbert books.
Oh no! Oh no!
You freaking Dune nerds and your nerdery.
There was only one Dune author, and it is Frank Herbert.
That's what they say. Kevin J. Anderson. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy players from the very popular Hogwarts Legacy game that we covered on last week's show have murdered a cumulative 1 billion dark wizards since the game launched.
I'm still playing that game.
How many dark
I'm
wizards
starting to wonder, like maybe the
Maybe
Hogwarts
20.
kids are the baddies.
I know.
I've killed maybe 20, but apparently there's like a whole separate quest, like a side quest line to unlock all the dark like murder spells and stuff.
Ooh, nice. At
So
the
I
end of
can't wait
God
to
of
do
War,
that.
it rolls credits, but it does the same thing the first game did, where you can just like now do a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm trying to decide if I want to do that or not.
You don't.
No, kind of not.
Valve has planted a bit of info about a false secret area in Dota 2 to catch and ban 40,000 cheating accounts.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
Apparently, this is information that regular players would not have seen, but whatever this cheat overlay is that people were doing, they kind of put it in there so that people, if you were cheating, you would see it, and then if you took advantage of it, then they knew. So they banned 40,000 accounts in Dota.
That's awesome.
That's clever.
Yep.
Well, Ubisoft Montpellier is under investigation for quote unquote unequaled burnout and sick leave, and the general manager has already departed. But more importantly, question mark, Beyond Good and Evil 2 apparently still being worked on.
I've added a lot of editorial into these this week. So apparently that's the studio that was theoretically doing it, and this is why it hasn't come out, is because everybody has
that's why
they have self-care issues. Like, come on, whatever.
Yeah,
it's funny because isn't Beyond Good and Evil like itself about like exploitation
evil
of
corporations
the evil corporation and labor and stuff?
It is. Yeah. Metroid Prime Remastered physical copies are currently being scalped for more than double their retail cost because some people out there just have to have physical copies. I'm totally over that, so I like to point and laugh.
Yeah, me too.
Whenever
I played that game when it was on the GameCube. I don't need to play it again.
I will buy a physical copy as soon as I can get a hold of one for retail. I'm not going to pay.
Yeah,
the titular Metroid Prime is a pretty tough boss fight, actually.
The what?
And it doesn't look anything like the Metroid Prime.
The Metroid Prime.
The actual final boss
that
of
you
the
have
game.
to fight.
Oh, really?
Like,
Spoilers, you fight Metroid.
I don't think it's the final boss. Isn't it like just prior to the final area or something?
I think there's still like a crate.
You fight like Ridley at the end or something.
But
Mecha
it doesn't look
Yeah, it's
like
Ridley.
a Metroid.
Ridley's the end boss. I remember Ridley being tough also.
If I remember correctly, the Metroid Prime is like a face with tentacles or something.
Yeah, it's a big triangle shaped face or something.
And you have to use like your different beams on it or whatever. I remember all that.
I do remember that being a challenge. I think now that you mentioned it, I think Ridley was even.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Apparently, a WB earnings call has revealed that Mortal Kombat 12 is coming this year. So,
oh wow,
nice.
Get your fatality on.
You know what? This time someone's gonna like take someone's nose and be like, "I got it," and then they're gonna look and their nose is actually like ripped off their face.
Ah, dude, that'd be so cool.
Gotcha.
They should have a comedy character in Mortal Kombat.
What was the guy in Street Fighter? The guy in pink, Dan.
Yeah.
That guy sucked.
Oh man. Well, a Danish fashion designer has created a Diablo 4 line of designer clothing with the theme "Hell as a Beautiful Place," but the designs are super ugly and really have nothing to do with Diablo 4.
What? I gotta click on this link.
Yeah, it's weird looking. There's like
beautiful
swirly like shoulder things that cover part of your face and just like red weird.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This is fashion in general.
It's real life fashion. It's
yeah.
I always wonder why they do dumb things like that, but
it's true.
Anyway, Overwatch 2 Mercy player Glad Owl wins a competitive match by deploying a lay down emote in a bush near the payload so nobody could see where he was. I thought it was like a playing possum sort of thing.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Well, the thing is that they couldn't see the bush because Mercy, when she lays down, was like not peeking up out of the bush. So the payload, when there was nobody else there, they were looking around to find out where it was being contested, and apparently this dude did this amazing Ender's Game strategy to confound the enemy team.
Interesting.
That's cool. And finally, Overwatch 2 players on the Rio de Janeiro map have been shooting at the Christ the Redeemer statue. But you can't do any damage to it because Christ is invincible, friends.
That's it. That's it. And on that word, we are going out of this Game Bytes Show podcast. Thank you, everybody, for making it to the end through our newsy news and all of our speedrun news and all the games that we played this week. If you have any thoughts, any comments, questions, any sharing that you want to do about the games that you've played, don't find us on social media. We don't care about that anymore. Instead, go to GameBytesShow.com, where you can find an open link to our Discord server there. Come join us and have some real-time day-to-day interaction with us. We have cool things there. There's memes. We still have game channels in there, and Dale is holding it out for Final Fantasy. Maybe it's time to do a community play day sometime here in the future. I don't know. But come and do that with us. We're all there. You'll get to know us. You can also find us at youtube.com/GameByteShow. If you are not listening to this live or watching it live on YouTube, that's where we post this thing live as it happens, and you can point out all of our dumb mistakes before I fix them in the syndicated show. The syndicated stuff you can find over at Podbean, which is also at GameByteShow.com, where we now have at least as much of the back catalog as our recent reboot has allowed us to. And we may dribble out some episodes as time goes on. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're going to do this thing weekly and keep you informed and entertained and edified with all of the news of video games, all the things that we've been playing. And of course, we invite you to participate with us in this, your Game Bytes Show podcast. I guess that means the outro is all me, unless you guys have anything you want to say. I don't know.
No, man, that's basically it.
Yeah. All right.
Go play some Netflix games on your phone.
That's it. Yes. In fact, now is the time to do that. Do not play Into the Dead 2. Instead, play anything but that, I think.
Give Into the Dead 2 a shot.
Go play EverQuest or Asheron's Call or Dark Age of Camelot.
Dark Age of Camelot. Oh,
good time to get
now's
into
the time to get into it for real.
It is the time. Now they've worked out all the bugs. Guys, that is going to do it for this, your episode of the Game Bytes Show podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
See ya.
Be seeing you.
Ciao.
Boom.
Right.
Yeah, I still have not figured out the rhythm of the outro. Oh well.
Oh, wow.
Exporting. We were under an hour. We're under an hour today.
Nice.
That does never happen.
Now, are you talking about from our recording? Because on the YouTube, we were half an hour, just
Oh, yeah, on the recording.
Oh, yeah. Recording, I have about 50 minutes. 51, maybe.
Nice.
That doesn't happen.
Excuse me.
Dropbox. Guess I'll go play some... Nothing. I'm going to go to bed.
I have jury duty tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man, I almost had jury duty, but they called it off the evening before.
I've never had it. I had it once, and I called, and they said, nope, because it was the week after Christmas.
This is no joke, this is probably my 5th time having jury duty here in Oregon since moving here in 2006.
Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah, the Oregon law, I guess it's every 2 years. They can call you up every 2 years. And I think probably like clockwork, about every 2 years I get
everybody goes.
But they get their gas pumped for them, and they don't pay sales tax, so it's all worth it.
Yeah,
agreed.
Sales tax sucks. And I don't have to pump my own gas either, so it's nice.
I feel like they have a lot of substance arrests there for some reason. I don't know. Maybe they arrest fewer people. It just seems like there would be a lot of reasons.
I think we have more legal substance.
Yeah, but then people doing illegal things under the influence of the substances, maybe.
There's plenty of substances that are illegal that you can do illegal things under the influence of said substances.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know. I guess I just feel like I have the impression that Oregon is just sort of a crimey kind of place. I don't know.
Really?
Kind of.
Parts of Portland are relatively high crime.
Every city's
homeless
got
problem.
that, though. Every
the homeless
city's got
problem.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you guys don't get a lot of snow.
Not a lot. We did the last few days. We got a lot, but normally we don't.
We got record-breaking snow-ish.
Yeah.
The 9th biggest snowfall since they started recording that happened last week.
Oh, yeah. See, we just had the 2nd biggest since they started recording it, and the most snow since I think 1943.
Dang, dude! How much snow?
So,
how much snow is that?
Portland got 11 inches the other day.
We got 20. So
yeah, I think the most.
We got dumped.
on record, I think, is like 14 or something. But yeah, they got 11 the other day, which is a crap load. So it's much more than they usually do.
Well, you guys don't really have a lot of snow removal infrastructure, right? Like you don't have
No, it's a friggin' nightmare. So I was at work in downtown where I work on Wednesday, and it started to snow, and I was like, I gotta go. It's like shortly before 3, I was like, I'm going. Because 2016 we had an office like a Christmas party downtown, and that day it was like I left the Christmas party at like I don't know 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock or something, and I didn't get home that night until like 10:30, and it's really only like a 30-minute drive under normal conditions.
Wow.
So it was bad, and that day we got like I don't know 8 or 9 inches or something. And everything was just shot to hell because of that.
Yeah,
So
that sounds
this time I
bad.
was like, never again. And I got home kind of like maybe an hour or two before it got bad.
I do sort of remember there was that time when we were joking that you like walked home in the snow or something
Well,
like
I
that.
did. I totally did.
Was
The
that
last, like the literal last mile. Because our house is, it's on a hill. It's not even a steep hill, but it's a hill.
and you can't get up it?
And there were people that couldn't get up it. So I parked my car at the parking lot of a strip mall, about a mile away, and just walked the rest of the way.
Wow. I remember that.
And you would look at this hill and you'd be like, I wouldn't even go fast on my bicycle on this hill.
Even here, like there's around the point of the mountain, there's like a little rise. Like it's not even really like a big hill, but there was one last year around this time. Some snowfall came and there had been no plows and no one was getting up there. So
Really?
it doesn't.
Like
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
grade or
matter
something.
where you live. Like you know how like the hot zone people are like, oh, you think that's hot, and the snow zone people are like, oh, you think that's a lot of snow. It
Yeah,
doesn't really matter where you're from.
No.
People don't make it up hills.
true.
Yep.
Yeah, because a lot of cars are only 2-wheel drive anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many wheels. It's like if you don't get traction on the surface, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
All right, here's the trivia question before we sign off on the YouTube.
okay.
The Dice Awards have been going on since 1998.
I believe it.
What was the game that was awarded the first Dice Game of the Year award in 1998?
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, probably Metal Gear Solid. Unless it was for a
That was like
1997
96.
game. Was it a 97 game? Or was it because like Metal Gear Solid came out in 98.
When was Ocarina of Time?
That was 96.
Was it?
Okay.
So we still haven't said
the
it yet.
1998 Dice Award Game of the Year went to GoldenEye.
No,
What?
wait. Ocarina of Time was I think 98. also.
1999 Dice Award went to Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
I think Metal Gear Solid was 1997. No?
No, it was 98 because
Was
it and Xenogears came out at the same day.
A ton of stuff came out in 1998.
I have Xenogears on PlayStation 1 physical disc still.
That's
was-
an amazing game.
Yeah.
I wonder where my PS1 discs are. I've been thinking about it. I've got like a bunch of Black Label stuff, but I don't remember what it all is.
I put all
PS1
mine in price charting.
Generation.
Pricecharting.com. All of my games, all my old games and shit are all loaded in there.
Yeah, I gotta send off that Pokemon to the what's their faces. Get that thing
Gee.
rated.
You got to take it down to the for whatever reason on my TikTok I get lots of Pawn Stars dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the Pawn Stars clips from old Pawn Stars episodes. You got to take it down to those guys so they can offer you like nothing for it.
$30.
Yeah,
Best I can do.
I'll give you $30 for it. It's really all I can do for it.
Best I can do.
Yeah, they actually have Nintendo, like weird Nintendo stuff and Pokemon stuff in there for once in a while.
Really?
That pop up on my feed. But anyway.
Wonderful.
Well, Dice. This is interesting looking at these Dice Awards though. GoldenEye, Ocarina of Time, The Sims 1, Diablo 2, Halo, Battlefield 1942, Call of Duty 1, Half-Life 2, God of War, Gears of War, Call of Duty 4, Little Big Planet. Oddly enough, what a dumb game that was. Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted 2, Mass Effect 2, Skyrim, 2012.
Yeah.
Journey, The Last of Us 2014 was when The Last of Us came out. Holy shit!
2013, I think.
Oh my gosh, that game is 10
Sounds
years
right.
old this year.
Because that's the
Sounds
same
right.
thing. Hey, did I tell you I watched Racing Kratos? Yeah, that was
Alright.
that year too.
Let's see.
10 years of nobody shutting the hell up about The Last of Us.
Dragon Age Inquisition. Okay, Fallout 4 is on here. Overwatch, Breath of the Wild, God
Dragon
of
Age
War.
Inquisition.
That's a 2014 joint.
That won in 2015 Dice Awards. Yeah,
Game of the year?
yeah.
Huh.
What else came out in 2014? That was good.
I mean, Dragon Age Inquisition is like this. Is like the Mass Effect.
We were probably
Andromeda.
recording this podcast in 2014.
Oh yeah, we were.
Dark Souls 2, Wolfenstein: The New Order, Shadow of Mordor, and Destiny 1 came out in 2014. Pokemon X and Y, Hearthstone came out. Assassin's Creed 4 came out.
I think that's when Elite Dangerous came out.
That's when Dale first started driving toward the center of the galaxy.
GTA 5 came out in 2014.
And Dragon Age Inquisition won over GTA 5?
GTA 5 came out in November, so maybe it was like past the time. I don't know. Anyway, Fallout 4, Overwatch, Breath of the Wild, God of War 2016 edition, or 2018 edition. Untitled Goose Game won Game of the Year.
For GTA 5, are you looking at the PC edition? Because I'm pretty sure that game came out in 2013
Was it?
on consoles, and I think and then the PC version came like a year later.
Let me
In
look
2014.
here. It was on this list. GTA 5, September 2013. Is that what you said?
For the consoles, and then the PC version was like about a year later, I think.
Yeah. GTA 5. Anyway, I thought it was interesting. Hades is on there.
It is interesting.
Hades, It Takes Two, and was last year's, if you remember. And Elden
Yeah,
Ring.
that's weird.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was interesting. Interesting.
It is. It is.
Shigeru Miyamoto was the first Hall of Fame inductee. Sid Meier, Hironobu Sakaguchi, John Carmack, Will Wright, Peter Molyneux, Richard Garriott, Michael Morheim, Mark Cerny, Tim Sweeney, Gabe Newell, Hideo Kojima, Todd Howard, Ed Boon last year.
Ed Boon. I mean, sure. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. All right. I'm stopping the stream.